Hello and welcome to Kanani Beauty Clinic and Training Academy. I am the owner and my name's Farana, and I'm a scientist originally, now a beauty therapist, esthetician and trainer within the industry. Always trying to ensure safety and compliance with my treatments as well as when I train with my students. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about skincare and what the benefits are and what products you should be using. Hopefully you can take away a few little tips with you just to ensure that you have a good skincare routine you can start off with. There's so many products out there in the market today, and all I would suggest is less is more. So I would start off by having a good cleanser, good toner and a good moisturiser. What I would do is initially look for a good specialist, either retailer or therapist, and ask them to do a good consultation on your skin. With your consultation, they can identify what skin type you are. So you could either be oily, combination, dry, aging, or sensitive. And once you've identified what skin type you are, you can then look for the correct products for your skin. You might turn around and say, actually, my mum's got a good brand that she's using, or my sister's got a good brand. And unfortunately, it's not great practice just because you could have an allergy with it, or it could just not be the right skin type brand for yourself. They could be oily, you could be sensitive. So I'd always try and purchase what products suit your skin in particular. I would ask your specialist for a sample of the products that they suggest. Just simply, as I mentioned, you could have allergies, and especially in this day and age, really important that you ensure you don't have any allergies to the products. At the clinic, I tend to use Eve Taylor for all my skincare treatments that I do. Eve Taylor has been going for many years, and also it's a very natural skin range. That's not to say clients don't have allergies just because it's natural. There are certain products clients may have an allergy to. So always ensure that you get your samples first. So let's talk a little bit about the skin and why should you be using a good product range on the skin type. The skin has 5 different layers. Your bottom layers are your nourished, fresh layers, and your top layer is your dead layer. It's full of toxins, full of makeup build-up. When you go out, public transport, all the pollution, you've got lots of grime and toxins on that skin. And what we need to do is we need to remove that dead layer to allow the skin underneath to rise up and replace that dead layer. Therefore, you've got your glowing, healthy skin that we all want. So what would you do? You'd need to ensure that you use a good cleanser. There's different forms of cleansers out there, so it's whatever you feel that suits your skin. So there's creamy types of cleansers, which you get some damp cotton wool and you can just remove once you've popped it on your skin. Or there's, which I prefer, there's the water-based cleansers, which you actually just put a little bit on your hand, mix it with some water, lather it up, and just in a circulatory motion start cleansing around, especially the problem areas, your oily areas or your dry areas, and then wash off with water. Some people find water does dehydrate their skin and they prefer the creamier cleansers, and that's absolutely fine. So it's what suits your skin. Once you've used your cleanser, you then move on to a toner. Now, lots of my clients say to me, I use a cleanser and I use a moisturiser, but I've never used a toner. Toners actually are my favourites. What the toner does is it balances the pH of your skin. Your skin can be very acidic or very alkaline, and based on that it can cause the breakouts, it can cause the dehydration. So always use a toner. What you also can use toners for is if you are flying and your skin tends to get quite dehydrated on aeroplanes, you just spritz some toner on and it'll really hydrate the skin and make it feel very fresh. But also, as I said, it balances your pH of your skin. So really good product. Please ensure you use a toner. Okay, so you've got your cleanser and you've got your toner. You need to then look at your moisturisers. Now again, moisturisers come in very different forms and it's whatever suits your skin and you. So I've got just some samples here that I'd like to show you. Okay, so if we have a look at this moisturiser, if I turn this little jar upside down, you can see nothing's coming out, but there is something in it. And what it is this is a cream-based moisturiser. Cream-based moisturisers are very good for very dehydrated skin, very skin that's got eczema, anything like that, because there's a very good thick barrier on the cream. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm just going to pop some on my skin there, a little bit more so it's a bit easier for you to hopefully see. So I don't know if you can see, it's very kind of thick and not moving around on my hand, but as I rub it in I can feel the barrier on my skin. It's actually quite nice, but I do find on my particular skin it's very heavy and very thick. I have very thin skin, so but saying that, when my skin does feel very dehydrated, I do add more of a cream-based moisturiser to my skin. So there you go. Even though I've rubbed it in and it's absorbing it, I can still see a little layer of cream on there. So some people prefer much more thicker, creamier based moisturisers, and that's absolutely fine. It's whatever suits. You just have to be careful that you don't break out with the cream based, because it is very rich. You then get another type of moisturiser, which is more a lotion based moisture, and if I just pop some on there, you can see it's very runny. Just grab a stick. So if I tip this one upside down, it's about to probably spill out, so just be a bit careful about that. But as you can see, it's very runny and very kind of light on the skin. And if I rub this one in, it's absorbing quite quickly, and really very light, very quick to absorb on the skin. So again, I mean, I just prefer it because it is very light on my skin. I don't need a thick moisturiser. So again, it's whatever suits yourself and your skin type. As I said, more dehydrated skin, go for the cream based. But if you have the more normal combination or the oily, I would probably go for the lotion based. So there are so many different types of moisturisers, cleansers, toners out there, and again, you have to just do some research and find what's good for you. That smells lovely. Thank you, Eve Taylor, for that. Okay, so you've got your cleanser, you've then got your toner, and you've got your moisturiser. So that's your 3-step, and honestly that's all you need. Go to a retailer who's a specialist, just to recap. Ensure that you've got a good skin consultation done for your skin, just to check what skincare type you are, and then find a product type that suits you. So a good cleanser, good toner, and a good moisturiser. And that's all you need. If you then find that you have puffy eyes, or you've got I don't know, the odd breakout and you need some spot gel, you know, there's so much out on the market. You've got very dehydrated skin, you might need some serum. But initially, just start with your 3-step and you should be fine. Okay, so also there are a couple of other products that I'd like to just touch upon that are on the market, and it's also quite important, if you can, just to incorporate these into your daily routine or your weekly routine. With that 3-step, I would use it morning and night. Once in the morning, once at night. And honestly, it only takes about 10 minutes. I know sometimes you have a late night and you really don't want to take all that makeup off, but I promise you it'll be the best thing you do later on in life. You'll see the benefits. So touching upon cleanser, touching upon exfoliator and a mask, because they're two products that lots of people like to use, but I'm not sure that you all know what the best way is of using them. So your morning and your night is your daily routine. Now looking at, if we start with an exfoliator, you've got different, again, types of exfoliators. You've got the very refined, or you've got the ones with the large granules in them. If you've got oily skin, I wouldn't suggest using the big kind of granular exfoliation, because what you're doing is you're rubbing on the breakouts and it's actually going to make it more sensitive. So you can get very refined, in fact Eve Taylor do a very good one, which is very refined, almost powder-like exfoliation, and you wouldn't even think it's an exfoliator, but it is, and it's perfect for any type of oily skin or breakout skin. You can get the normal exfoliators, which most people know about, and if I show you, this one is actually bamboo and soya, and it's my favourite actually. It's lovely, but again, that's not to say people are allergic to bamboo or soya, so you just have to be careful what the ingredients are for the products that you use. So I've actually tried to take a lot of the lotion out so that you can actually see what's remaining there, and you can actually see the grains, which is the bamboo in this instance. Really lovely, and what it's doing is it's slowly removing that dead layer that we talked about. So when you do exfoliation, I would suggest you do it once a week if you've got dry skin or sensitive skin, and no more than twice a week for oily skin. The reason being is you're, as I mentioned, taking off that dead layer, and what you don't want to be doing is oversensitizing that skin. So really important you don't overly exfoliate. I would use it straight after cleansing once a week or twice a week. I would probably use it at night, just because in the daytime, if you have sun and your skin is sensitive after the exfoliation, not good. You might find you've got a little bit of an allergy or sensitivity going on. So just be careful. I would suggest in the evening if possible. So that's your exfoliators, and it is quite nice to use one just to give it a bit more of a deeper cleanse on the skin. Moving on to the masks. Again, masks come in so many different forms, and again, which one to use. I would look at what's out there on the market and also what suits you. So you might turn around and say, I prefer a sheet mask. Sheet masks they come in a packet which, for instance, anti-aging masks, you would possibly have hyaluronic acid, which is very good, or vitamin C, and it would be in a liquid form, and the sheet mask would be inside. And what you would do is you just literally pop it on your skin and lie there for about 10-15 minutes, and relax. Really lovely treatment, and then again just take it off. So it's quite hassle-free and actually very nice and calming. The benefits of using the mask is that whilst your pores are open, there is a bit more nourishment going into your skin, as well as a bit more hydration. It's a lovely relaxing treatment, and I would suggest at night after you've had a long day, because then you can just lie there for 10-15 minutes as well, while the oils, essential oils or products are working on that skin. Very lovely treatment. So there's sheet masks we talked about. There's also, well, I call it a paintbrush, but you have a facial brush and you use it with just a ready-made product. Actually, you can just buy the masks ready-made in a little bottle. Get your brush and literally just pop it on your skin, paint it through your whole face, avoiding the eye areas. And I would again just lie there, maybe pop a couple of cucumbers on your eyes, and just lie there again 10 to 15 minutes, and then take it off with some wet sponges or some damp cotton pads, and again you'll find very nourished, very refreshed, but also very hydrated skin after that. You've finally got the clay masks, which actually are great for oily skin. What the clay masks are doing is they're bringing out the impurities from the skin. So when you do have oily breakout skin, you have a lot of sebum production in the skin, which brings out a lot of oil. So what the clay mask is doing is it's drawing up the oils and helping to keep that skin less oily and more hydrated. So again, do your research, lots of different masks out there, and it's whatever suits you. There's nothing that's right or wrong ultimately, but just ensure that the mask is for your skin type. That's the key to skin products and how to use them. Again, my email address is at the bottom, so if you do have any queries based on what I've talked about today, feel free to call me or to just pop me a quick email. Again, my email address is at the bottom, so if you do have any questions or queries based on what I've spoken about today, feel free just to pop me a quick email or even call me. My website address is at the bottom as well, and I will always respond as soon as I can. So finally, the last product to just talk a little bit about, especially now it's the summer, although the sun's gone in typically, is sunscreen. Sun protection, really important. Lots of Asian black skin will say, I don't need it because my skin has the melanin and it protects me. But actually all skin types need sun protection, especially in this day and age with the ozone layer. It is creating more and more stronger sun rays. So I'm going to just take you a little bit through why you need to use sun protection and what it all means on the bottle. If I bring out this high street one, actually, because this is a good one to talk about. Again, Eve Taylor do a great sun protection range. It's all natural, so I use it on my daughters who do suffer from eczema, because I find the high street ones do have lots of chemicals in them. So again, just be a little bit careful. If you do find you have irritable skin whilst using products from the high street, maybe move to a more natural product type for sunscreens. They are a little bit more pricier, but I assure you they are very good. So this particular one, it states, if you can see that, but it states 50 plus. What this is a total sunblock. So it's actually protecting your skin completely from the sun's rays. Hopefully it's actually blocking them, penetrating into the skin. If you don't want to use a complete sunblock and you do want to catch that little bit of tan, I would go for a SPF of 30 minimum, because you do need to make sure that skin is protected. You can get 15, 10, but honestly you're probably damaging your skin. So minimum 30. Lots of makeup these days are now introducing SPF, so do take a look in the makeup ranges. If it does say SPF 20, I would then get maybe a 15 sun protector to add on top. Then at least you know that it's going past the 30 mark, because when you do mix products together, it does dilute the SPF. So yeah, make sure that you do use a good sun protector. Now, what does sun protection mean when it says UVA or UVB? If you again have a look, I don't know if you can see that, but on this particular brand, it says UVA and UVB. Now the UVA is actually where your anti-aging comes in. If your sunscreen doesn't contain UVA, you're more likely to get the leathery, aged skin that you see a lot more on the elderly. But when you're young, you are going to age a lot quicker. So please ensure that your product does state UVA. And on this particular bottle, it says UVA and it's got 4 stars. Look for 4 or 5, not less than that. That shows a good sunscreen. You've then got your UVB, and your UVB is the sunburn basically, and also what it's doing is it's coming through the windows. Lots of people say to me, actually Farhana, I'll be fine, I'm in the car all day, or I'm in the office all day, and so it won't affect my skin. But actually it does. The sun is coming through the windows, it's coming through the car windows, and you will find that you may get burnt a lot more easily. So you do need that protection, whether you're indoors or whether you're outdoors, when it's sunny especially. On a cloudy day, well, there you go, the sun's come out for us. But on a cloudy day, you might find, you might say to me, Farhana, I don't need it because there is no sun. There is always sun, it's just, it's not as strong and as prominent. But where it used to be very little sun's rays, it's now about 5% rays coming through the ozone, which is quite high. My daughter, we're Asian skinned, however, she burns a lot going out in the sun, which goes to show just how strong it is. And I'm constantly having to put sunblocks on her. So hopefully that's explained a little bit about sunscreen, what UVA means and what UVB means. But do find yourself one that has both on the bottle, UVA and UVB. Okay, so that's the wrap for this video. I hope that it's been informative for you and you've taken away a few little tips for those who know a little bit about skincare. And as I mentioned, here's my email address. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, look after your skin and stay safe, and hopefully I'll see you at the clinic sometime. Take care, bye.